Thanks for tuning in. Let me talk a little bit about weight and self-talk. It's a subject that's dear to my heart. Weight is dear to my heart, having suffered most of my life like a yo-yo, up and down and up and down and up and down, and not really happy about it. But I'm learning that a lot of the things that are going on in our lives, excuse me, are based on our self-talk, and so is weight. I'm going to focus on overweight, not on underweight. And also in this arena, self-talk makes and breaks you. And it does that actually in your entire life, whether it's your career, whether it's your relationships, money, self-talk, really. Here's the thing, we are set up as children with a certain vocabulary. We are used to hearing very negative things. Most of the population on this planet is very negative. Not my invention, not my research, but I just look at the research and I go like, yeah. And I look at my own life and I go like, yeah, indeed. So we are raised negative, but we have to become aware of that when we look at our self-talk, because here's the thing, when we are overeating, when we are overweight, what's going on? Like babies don't really overeat. They eat as much as they like. They're in the womb. That's just like, in the tropical paradise, in the Hilton 24/7 room service. They eat when they want to eat and they don't eat when they don't want to eat. And then as babies, it's the same thing. They eat as much as they want to eat. Kids also. You cannot stuff the food into a kid, nor in a baby, because vloomp, it all comes back. And, it's the interesting thing is children don't overeat. Look at little parties for kids, birthday parties. They want a piece of cake and they want a cookie. They take 2 bites and they leave it and they never come back to it. They don't overeat. They don't overstuff like we do. But then the domestication starts to creep in. And we are set at the table and we are getting a plate and we have to finish the plate before we can leave the table to play with our friends or before we get dessert. That is the domestication, as Don Miguel Ruiz talks about in his book, The 4 Agreements. When you are good, you get a reward. When you're not good, you get punished. Very simple. So food is either a reward, and usually the sweet food is a reward, and not finishing it and having to finish it, that's the punishment, or being sent to your room. I can remember that. And I remember even my brother sitting at the table for I don't know how long, and we had all left, my parents and me, and he still hadn't finished his plate, and it was just horrible. He could not leave the table until he has finished his plate. Horrible. So this is how we are raised, but also restrictions on food, like chocolate may be considered a luxury food. Cookies may be considered a luxury food. So now you are an adult and you are going to eat as much chocolate as you like, because you own your own, you have your own income, and you eat as many cookies and chocolates as you like because you feel you deserve it. Very, very simple. Food restrictions never work. That's why a diet never works, because they restrict you on your food. It's not working. It's really not working. So you got to go back to the root cause. And one of the root causes is your self-talk. It's very simple, your self-talk. You feel like a failure. Let me help you here. About between, I think, 95 to 98% of all the diets fail because they're restrictive and they don't encourage you. That's another thing. They never tell you how fabulous you are doing. So you are restricted. You don't feel good about it. Oops, you had 1 bite too many. You're failing. And then you go to the meeting and you are 2 pounds over, or you didn't lose enough, and you feel like a failure. And then this voice in your head starts to talk to you like, why do you even bother going on to diet? You have done a couple of other ones in the past and you didn't do any good there. You didn't succeed. So That's the self-talk. Very, very negative. You feel like a failure. You're not a failure, but you feel like a failure. So my suggestion is you start to observe your self-talk, what it is all about, and then write it down. And now I want you to do something extra. Swap it around. Become the person you would like to hear praise you, encourage you. So all the negative words that you get, you turn them around and you say the positive things to yourself. You write on the bathroom mirror, "You are amazing. I believe in you." And you say to yourself, "You can do this. You're fantastic. You're phenomenal." You cheer yourself on and you praise yourself. And by doing that, what happens is you start to shut off that critic who always says, "You're never going to amount to anything. You failed so many times. You failed in the diets. You failed in this. You failed in that." By praising yourself on a constant basis, you can look in the mirror, but just in your head, yes, high-fiving yourself. High-five yourself. Why not? You're worth it. You can do it. So start to observe yourself and start to praise yourself. Remember, disclaimer, this is all I have learned from my fabulous mentors, and I'm passing it on to you, and you either like it or you don't like it. If you like it, press the like button, subscribe, share it with those who you think could benefit from this my information. And though you may not like it, there may be something in there that makes you think, and if you really don't like it, that's okay too. I cannot please the whole world, and that's fine. So thank you for watching my video. You have a wonderful day. Observe yourself, praise yourself. It's going to make a world of difference for you. Just watch. And be diligent about it. Keep going.